Hey guys, we're back. My name is Jacob Shireman and this is Tharmila Rajasingham. And today we're going to be talking about leveraging smart campaigns with your CRM and drip campaigns and how to nurture your database to use it and to grow your lead generation and convert those leads into clients. So when we're talking today about the CRM, you can use this with any CRM. We're going to kind of reference kvCORE because that's what we use here at our brokerage because it is the #1 real estate technology platform out there. And I really wanted to leverage Tharmila for this live because she, to me, is an expert. That's what brought us together in our relationship. Is kvCORE because she is really knowledgeable and uses kvCORE correctly. So that's why we wanted to talk to you today about that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jacob, for having me. And as I go through, answering all these questions for you today, if any of you have any questions at all, definitely ask in the comment section. I can answer it live right here, or you can leave it in the comment section below, and I'll definitely be able to answer you after the live as well. So thank you.
Awesome. So let's dive right in. So let's talk about what is a drip campaign for people, or smart campaign for people out there that don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question because a lot of the time agents, when they come into the space, they're not in the marketing space and they hear all these, key phrases like drip and drip campaign or smart campaign, and they get a little bit lost with that. So that's a really good place to start. And a drip marketing is a communication strategy where you send a series of drips. So in other words, pre-written messages that goes to your prospective, your leads over a certain number of a period over a period of time. And these messages can take a form of email marketing, it could be text campaign, and they're put into a certain campaign, and there's a certain process, a predetermined course that this could take place, and it could be a series of messages, and it's really is to see how you're to get your leads to respond to them, and it's a form of nurturing, and they typically are automated. So that's why I wanted to really bring in some strategies around kvCORE in order to really dive into this idea of drip campaigns.
Right. So basically we're setting up a workflow for that lead to come in, and based on the type of lead it is, that's going to tell them how we're going to nurture them.
You got it.
Awesome. So let's talk about why a smart or drip campaign is important and what are the benefits of having this set up.
Yeah, number one is, of course, if it's automated, it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money. And what this is going to do is allow you to create other valuable follow-up drips or other campaigns in order to keep following up. Do keep in mind, any forms of messages, whether it's pre-written or otherwise, your end user doesn't know the difference. They don't know they're talking to a machine. So it's really important that all of your content is written in a way that they know they're talking to you, and your personality, your tone, your voice is seen through. But what the amazing benefit for is that you can do other income producing activities while your database is being nurtured in real time, which is amazing. And what this is going to do for you over time when you use things like drip campaign is going to allow people to interact with you over time if you're using the right type of messages or drips, whether it be video and audio content, it could be a voicemail drop, whatever it is. You want them to, in the end, get to know you a little bit, like you, and trust you in the process. So at the end of the day, your goals are very much the same. So once you generated the leads, which is what everyone focuses on when they come into this business, but the most important is the follow-up, where you're nurturing your database. So if they don't get to know you, then you're not going to be able to convert them. So that would be the biggest benefits, is really putting this system in place so that it's able to save you time, so that and money, so that you can focus on income producing activities.
Awesome. And now I want you to talk about why you need a variety of touch points, like a different types of touch points, and the how frequently we should be touching up with these leads.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And why it's so important to have pre-written messages and have a predetermined, period of when they're going to be going out. And the type of messages is a couple of things. People, it's a very busy world. There's so much noise. We're always on social media. Everyone now has multiple different jobs. People have children. You are traveling. How do you remain top of mind? Right. So how do you and let's talk about the amount of agents that are in. I'm in a busy city. You're in a very busy city. There's
Right.
thousands of agents that you're competing with to win this transaction over. So how are you going to remain top of mind? So when this lead is ready to make a move, you want them to think of you. So that's one. And two, the reason why the method is so important is, I'm not sure about you, but I'm a text message person. I don't love calls so much, but I love video. And so I also like audio, but not so much. I'm not a big fan of checking voice messages, but I'll watch a video. So
Right.
it really depends. So people take in and receive and consume different types of content. Why the rise of short form content is people like to get through lots of different entertaining content in a quicker amount of time than watch one for a lengthier. So keep that in mind too, is that in order for you to really get to know your audience and the people that are in your database, is to give them different method of communication. So, and you'll be surprised at the way people respond to you. Sometimes people call me who I've been emailing all this time, and they've been watching and they've been getting their emails, but they're a call person. So when it's ready for a communication, they're not emailing. So that's why frequency, but a method is so important. And the variety and the types of messages you're sending out.
Oh, exactly. I've seen that with my own leads where you'll come in, you'll email them, you've tried calling them, they ignore you, but the moment you text, or just because that person, it's quicker for them, everybody always looks at their text messages. So it's great to really customize that to your audience. And I think a lot of people think everybody acts the way they do, but they're not. So I love that. So let's talk about, do you do any other type of follow up above and beyond a drip campaign inside your CRM?
Oh, really good question. Absolutely. Your drip campaign, you don't want to rely just on drip campaign. Yes, your drip campaign can be built for 150 days, 350 days, 700 days, like some of our campaigns that we have available through kvCORE. It can go on for a series of time, but to keep in mind is that you want to do other ways to nurture them. For example, my husband and I, Josh and I, where we run our business together, we have email that goes out every single week. We do giveaways. So there's voicemail drop that we do for any of the investors that we're talking to. So any of the people that we met with already and we did a presentation for. So there is a monthly follow-up plan that we have in place that is above and beyond the drip. And the drip is just, the bare minimum. And that's why I wouldn't just rely on that. It's really about, and then our social media is also a form of follow-up, whether you believe it or not. Even though some of the leads might not directly be in your database, but you're also nurturing the people that are following you. Because I don't know about you, but I've gotten clients straight off of my social media, from my Instagram, my YouTube. So I think it's really important that and if I'm not posting as often, or if I'm not, so then the algorithm is not going to work in my favor. People are not going to see my content. I'm not going to remain top of mind. So it is really important that whatever avenue that you do choose, make sure that you're consistent and that you're doing it often. That's really is the key. And then if you do need a follow-up example or a plan, just send me a message. I'm happy to share with you.
All right. And then we get this a lot too. I mean, it's the first question I had, even being in marketing for so long, when it came to using kvCORE or any other CRM. Should you use the default campaigns that are written for you inside your CRM?
Okay, so there's mixed answer to this. So if you are new to this space, and when a moment somebody asks me that means they're new to this space. Absolutely. First, have a look at, these were written by professionals. They put it together. They really well thought about, and there's so many different types. And first, open them up and read the message. Does that sound like you? Is that what you do? Is that in the scope of the work that you do? If you don't service investors, but the content says investors, then choose the right drip, right? So there's drips for buyers, sellers, renters. There's drip specifically for investors. So choose the one that is pertaining to your audience and the type of work that you're in. So yes, absolutely. For you, if you're new to this space, try it out, test out the default. Remember, you can edit them. But what I love about CRMs, and if you have access to a smart CRM like kvCORE, you can create your own drip. But even a professional like me who's been in the marketing space for over a decade, and this is the type of work I do, I create messages and communication pieces and social media posts, I still use the default. But what I had to do was I had to edit them to make sense for me and our brand.
To make it sound like it's coming from you and not just an automated robot, because we're all used to that. The moment you sign up to something, boom, 5 seconds later, you've gotten a text or email. So
Oh, you know, when it's
Yeah.
it's a person messaging versus a machine, and that's a problem, right? You have to make it seem like it
Right.
isn't a machine. And how do you make it seem like you? I'm a big believer that your online present has to match your offline behavior. So when you go to, remember, we're in the people business. At the end of the day, you have to build relationship. You have to get in front of somebody to close a deal. And so if you aren't, there's going to be a part where you're going to have a conversation, and if they can, match the two between who they see online and then they meet you in person. You're like, wow, they seem so much more upbeat in online. What is this? And there's going to be a disconnect, and
So let's talk to, so all this is great information. And for people that want to learn more, especially on the kvCORE side, you have a course that's out. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that, how people can get access and what they're going to learn in that course.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to put some more information in the description. You can click on that link and you can head to it. You can get free access to this course. It is the kvCORE lead generation course, and it is the ultimate marketing course. So what that is that I teach you the technical how-to of how to use kvCORE, and then I take everything to the next level. You're going to see so many videos where it's amazing to put together a squeeze page, but how do you choose the right property? It's great to put together a landing page, how to build one, but what do you put in it? Where do you share it? How do you get eyeballs on that landing page? How do you actually generate leads? Because people talk all about, building landing pages and building smart campaign, but what do you put in it? What do you write it? How do you promote it? How do you bring people to it? And that's the marketing aspect that is often missing. And that's what this whole course is all about. And then you get free access to it. I'll put some information about what that looks like. And it is on sale right now. So make sure you check that out. But thanks for giving me that spot to promote that.
No problem. I mean, it's one thing I will say about your course that I like is that a lot of courses out there are more of the how to use, how to set up this, how to do this. But yours is more not only the how to, but it's actually strategy. And you and I talk about this all the time. And a lot of marketing materials out there, they just do the information or just give them stuff, but they don't ever talk about the strategy behind it or how to create the strategy. So that's one thing I like that you do in this course is that you're providing the strategy and showing them, kind of teaching them how to fish, and develop that strategy for themselves to actually make this product work for them. So thank you for answering those questions. And then for everybody that's interested in the course, we're going to put the description below. We're also going to put our marketing company information there. We are a full service real estate marketing company. Be sure to follow our channels and like this video. If you want to see any future topics, be sure to drop that in the comments below. If we didn't get a chance to answer a question or you have questions after watching this, drop the comments below and we'll do our best to get to those. And again, we go live every week, so we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. It was so good to see so many people here liking and watching our content. So thank you, Jacob. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.